the situation over the summer in Nice, and as Pierre has reported here, and Brian Ross as well, authorities not only in this country but around the world have been concerned about vehicles being used in these terrorist attacks.
It is, David, the latest atrocious method that these terrorists have decided to pick up and use because it's so effective and it's so hard to defend against. And I have to tell you, living in London, for many people in the major cities and elsewhere in Europe, it feels as if sometimes we are living under siege. These warnings come repeatedly, especially during the holiday season. In London and other cities, Americans and locals have been warned about going to holiday markets, to shopping malls, to the kinds of places, frankly, that help make the holiday season, decked out with festive lights and all kinds of people having a great time. Those are the juicy targets for these terrorists. And you are absolutely right. Using trucks, which are so awful and so deadly and so hard to guard against. Think how many trucks are on the roads that drive around these cities. Living in Europe has become psychologically stressful, almost at times like living in siege.
Terry, thank you. Brian Ross is standing by, our chief investigative correspondent. And Brian, I should caution that as we're watching these pictures come in, that we certainly don't have confirmed reports that this was a deliberate act, but as time moves on, it appears more and more likely. There are witnesses who reported the truck plowing into this Christmas market. Terry just mentioned several warnings. The real worries, particularly within Europe, that vehicles can now be used by people trying to make a statement, and in this case, there had been heightened alert, particularly around the holiday season, not only in Europe, but as you know, Brian, right here in the U.S.
Exactly right, Terry. ISIS has been calling again and again on its followers to use simple means of attack, a knife or a vehicle of some sort. And as you recall, in their most recent posting, they put a picture of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York on the cover of the warning and the alert to their followers. That led to extraordinary precautions in New York during the Thanksgiving Day Parade. There were no incidents, but we do know as a fact that as ISIS has lost territory and seems to be suffering defeat after defeat on the battlefield in Iraq and Syria, they have ramped up their efforts for their followers to attack such soft targets as the Christmas market in Germany or the Bastille Day celebration in Paris and in Nice, France. So this is considered a sort of a trademark, a signature attack by ISIS. Nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. A simple truck rented can cause great damage, as we've seen in these pictures.
And as you reported on here, you mentioned the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. There had been some concern, certainly stepped up security in and around New York City to prevent this kind of incident from playing out here. And I should just, again, caution everyone watching us at home that while certainly we don't have confirmation from Berlin police at this hour that this was in fact a deliberate attack, there have been warnings about this kind of incident happening. Our own State Department issuing in late November a travel alert for all Americans, saying that ISIS and Al-Qaeda and their affiliates continue to plan terrorist attacks in Europe with a focus on the upcoming holiday season and associated events. Our entire team, Pierre, Brian, Terry, will continue to work this story, and we'll come back on the air if events warrant. In the meantime, we'll have team coverage coming up tonight on World News Tonight. I'm David Miller. Until then, good day.
This has been a special report from ABC News.